Hey guys, what's up? It's Lainey, and today I am finally doing a reading vlog. I've never done one before. I apologize if this ends up being horrible. I often don't watch reading vlogs, so I don't exactly know what to put into these. Half of my channel is comprised of writing vlogs, so I feel like it can't be that much different. Today is the first day of Smutathon. If you don't know what Smutathon is, it's the readathon that me and my really good friend Riley from Riley Marie, we decided to do together because we really love reading romance and we have never really seen a romance readathon going on. We weren't expecting that many people to want to join, but we've been so overwhelmed and shocked by how many people want to participate. Thank you if you participated, because we didn't think this was going to go over well because of the name, Smutathon, reading smut. That the fact that I feel like some people are really embarrassed to admit that they read romance, and honestly, I used to be one of those people. Last year I read a whole bunch of romance and I never mentioned it anywhere. I didn't even put it on my Goodreads. I was like writing down in my own little notebook all the romance books that I read last year. Now, I don't really care. This is who I am, and I like to read romance novels. Today is the first day officially started, and right now I'm finally back from work. It's about 6 o'clock. I just finished eating, and I'm currently watching Project Runway. I'm just gonna watch this episode and then I'm going to move on. But I've already read one book today. I know. I read Roomies by Christina Lauren. I started this morning as I was getting ready for work, and then I finished it about halfway through my shift at work. I listened to it, and that I think is going to be the key to this readathon, is just to listen to a bunch of audiobooks. I like set my standards very, very high because Roomies is now one of my favorite romances. I like Christina Lauren's books. I've read their Wild Seasons series. I read the first 3. I haven't read the 4th one yet, but I really like their writing, and I love the way they develop their relationships as well as how they incorporate their side characters. I got really excited to read Roomies, and this one is for the fake dating trope, though it's kind of like the fake marriage trope, even though that's not really a trope that was included, but I'm including it as the fake dating trope. This one follows Holland and Calvin, and they both live in New York City. They graduated from college 4 years ago, and Calvin is Irish, and his student visa expired 4 years ago, so he's currently living in the United States illegally, and he's really good at music, and Holland meets him because he plays music at one of the subway stops. Holland introduces him to her uncle, which is like this big musical theater director within the city. Her uncle wants to hire him, but he can't because he's here illegally. So then Holland comes up with this idea that they should just get married. That way he can stay in the country, he can play on Broadway, and she can help him out and help her uncle out, which she feels like she owes a lot to for helping her. Besides the fact that I found the romance to be completely adorable, and Calvin, the love interest, is the softest boy you will ever meet. The reason why I loved it so much was actually Holland's character, and I haven't felt this way about a female main character since I read Amor Amor by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I felt that same way about Holland because Holland, my homegirl, she graduated with a English degree, and she's currently doing something she does not want to do, and she feels very stuck in her life, and I was like, is this book really calling me out right now? Because I feel that same exact way. You guys know I graduated with an English degree and I work in healthcare. I did not go to school for the job that I currently have. I felt really connected with the main character that way. Everything that she was like saying, like internally, all of her internal struggles, I was like, God damn it, that's like me. And then to just kind of like wrap it all up together, Holland and her family are from Iowa. They're actually from Des Moines, which is the capital city here in Iowa, and it's about an hour and a half away, and they kept like mentioning different Iowa things, and I knew those things because I'm from Iowa. I just really, really love this book. And then I found out that it's supposed to be a movie coming out. I don't know when, but I'm very, very excited. Now this book is definitely in my top romances of all time for sure. See, what the fuck, I'm already talking for 7 minutes. After that, I decided to pick up my Friends the Lovers romance book that I had picked out because I think because the romance in Roomies is so cute, and I just really wanted to like kind of feel like aw as I was reading it, so I knew I couldn't touch dark romance yet. I couldn't do even arranged marriage right now because this one was also about a marriage. Friends to Lovers just seems like something I should read right now. So I'm currently reading Fighting Silence by Ali Martinez, and I am on chapter 11. It says I have about almost 6 hours left. I listened to it about on a 1.75. 2 if I'm feeling ambitious. Could finish it tonight, but I don't know if I'm going to finish it tonight. I might finish it up tomorrow morning. I'm really liking this one too. It kind of deals with the deaf community because the main male character is actually losing his hearing, and it's like a, I'm gonna get this wrong, but I want to get it right. It's like a neurosensory thing where over time he's gradually just gonna lose his hearing. So he doesn't really want to get invested in a relationship with his best friend because he doesn't know how it will be after. So I need to investigate more reviews on how the deaf representation is in the book because, I mean, I'm not deaf. I don't really know harmful representation for that specific condition. So I'm gonna check that out. But right now I am really enjoying the book. The female narrator is kind of annoying, but I can power through this. I think I might read a couple chapters in Pair of Prides, which is my book that I'm currently trying to edit. Day 2 update for Smutathon. Just got back from work. I have a little bit of a headache because I was listening to audiobooks all day. I definitely need to decompress. Since the update, I have finished another book and I am almost done with another book. From yesterday, I said I started listening to Fighting Silence by Ali Martinez. I finished it and I rated it a 3. I did like it. There were some things that I really enjoyed about the book, but I think the pacing was just really off and I just didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to. I'm also almost currently done with Getting Schooled by Emma Chase. This one is kind of a disappointment. I have about 2 hours left in the audiobook, but I'm listening at 2.5, which I never listen to audiobooks that fast. This one's really disappointing. This one is a second chance romance about 2 people that used to date in high school, and the guy went on to become the football coach of the high school, and he's also a history teacher. My type, the female main character, she is now back trying to take care of her parents, and she ends up being a sub at the high school as well. So then they kind of reconnect in that sense, and I thought it was gonna be like really cute rom-com material, but it's just not. I don't know. I really like the male main character. I like his chapters. Even like the beginning chapter was like a lot of reminiscing to like Friday Night Lights, like football coach, then you got like the small town, everybody knows each other. I thought I was gonna really like that, and then it just like started to kind of fall apart for me. A lot of it is I think it's missing the story beats that are necessary to feel connected to the relationship, and it's lacking that. So I'm not enjoying the relationship. I'm not enjoying them kind of reconnecting. I don't really care too much about them, but I really liked the school setting. I like that, and it makes me want to read like another teacher romance. I don't like the female main character all that much. There's really nothing remarkable about her. There's nothing that's like making me want to read her part of the story. Hopefully I finish that tonight. I can start fresh tomorrow for day 3 on the 4th book that I'm going to be reading. I think I've decided that I'm going to be reading A Rogue by Any Other Name by Sarah McLean, the book I was most looking forward to from my TBR. I think I also need a break from contemporary. I also really want to get into a paranormal romance, and I don't know which one to pick. And I have like a little stack. It's in my room and I don't feel like getting up right now, but I have a little stack. I don't know if any of them like really fit the tropes, but I know that they're all series, and I really want to get into a paranormal romance series that just like consumes my life, because I haven't felt that way since I read 2 paranormal romance series that was all I thought about. It was all I dreamt about. It was all I needed in my life. It was like I blacked out for a whole week and just binged those series, and that was the Fever series by Kara Marie Moning and the Shifter series by Rachel Vincent. Like those 2 are my favorite paranormal romance series. And those are like my favorite reading experiences, when I completely binge a series. So I need another one of those series, and I just like can't. I haven't been able to find one since I read the Shifter series back in like 2016. So I think it was beyond that. I think I finished that series at the end of 2015. So it's been a while since I've been really invested in a paranormal romance. I can't believe I've read almost 3 books now in 2 days. That's never happened to me before. It does help that I am listening to the audiobooks, but you know, reading's reading. I feel like all I do is update right when I get back from work, and that's my update until the next day. I have finished my 4th book. So I finished Getting Schooled this morning before I left for work, and I rated that one a 2. I read another book that I really liked, and it was The Fox and the Hound by R.S. Gray. This one fit the fake dating category, which I've already read. I read Roomies, which is a fake dating / fake marriage trope. So I'm like, I doubled up accidentally, but I didn't really care. I feel like the fox and the hound could also technically be enemies to lovers as well, because they don't really get along in like the first like 25-30% of the book, which is what I loved most about it, because they have such awkward conversations and they're not reading each other the correct way, and it just comes off as being very awkward. And I loved that part of the relationship, because I don't ever see like continuously running into each other and having these horrible conversations with each other, and they still kind of, you know, it's romance, so they grow to like each other. This one follows Adam and Madeline, and Madeline has this dog and is a puppy, but he's like a huge ass puppy, and they end up meeting each other because she loses control of her dog, and her dog like makes a mess out of Adam and like jumps on him, gets him all dirty and gross, and he has to go home and change, and he's like the new veterinarian in town. And then Madeline takes her dog to the vet, and not realizing it's this guy that she just had like a horrible encounter with, because they keep running into each other. Adam asks her if she'll come with him to his parents' barbecue as his girlfriend, because his mom is like getting really on him about moving on from his past relationship. So he ends up taking her. I really liked it. Felt like such a romantic comedy. Like I could see this being like a Netflix movie. I rated it a 4 out of 5. It made me realize that I really need to take a break and not read another contemporary. What did I say in my announcement TBR video for Smutathon? I said I don't want to end up reading 7 contemporaries right in a row. And here I am, book 4. It's contemporary, especially because I want to read The Hating Game, which has somehow become the unofficial mascot of Smutathon this round. Everybody's reading The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, and I want to read it too, but I need to stop. I need to figure out what I'm reading next. So I tried listening to A Rogue by Any Other Name this morning after I finished getting schooled, and I can't listen to it. That's something I'm gonna have to read it. Like I couldn't concentrate. I didn't really like the narrator. She's like British and everything, which is normally fine with me, but she sounded so old. I don't know, like a grandma was reading this book to me, and I just like couldn't do that. So I'm gonna have to like, I bought the Kindle, which is on sale for $1.99 right now, so I bought the Kindle edition. I need like a full-on break from the real world, technically. I have some paranormal romances that I want to read. So I have Grave Witch here by Kalina Price, and Riley has read this earlier this week already, and she said she really liked it. This would fit into the love triangle trope, so I wouldn't mind reading this one right now, especially because I know this one fits into a trope. The next one I have here is a Cressley Cole book, and this one is A Hunger Like No Other. I've had this book for a long time. All of these books I've had for a very long time. I just haven't gotten to them yet. I have a lot of first books in series for paranormal romance. I think this one's like about vampires and werewolves, so that sounds like a good idea. Spider's Bite by Jennifer Estep. This one I've also had for a really long time. This one sounds like it could maybe fit into enemies to lovers, but I'm not quite sure. And the thing with a lot of these ones, I think they have, like, a lot of them are slow burn. That is definitely should be a category for next round. The Shattered Court by MJ Scott. This one's more of a fantasy romance, which I do really love. I just never really read a lot of them. But this one I think fits into the love triangle one as well, but I'm not quite sure. Magic Bites by Alona Andrews. I know this is like a huge series, the Kate Daniel series, and everybody like loves this series, so it's very well loved in the paranormal romance community. I think I might just like end up doing Grave Witch. I'm sorry, I feel like all of my updates have been in my room, and you should just be lucky that I continually put on a different shirt to do these updates. This is the first update where I haven't completed a book yet, so I'm on my 5th book. I started Grave Witch yesterday, and I started reading it, and then I started listening to it at work today, but I was really busy at work today, so I just didn't really want to listen to anything. I think I'm like starting to get burned out. I ended up just watching a bunch of conspiracy videos. I don't really talk about this, but I'm obsessed with true crime, with documentaries, with conspiracy theories, so I love watching them, and I have a very open mind when it comes to stuff like this too. I fell down a hole, and then I just like couldn't stop. It was like 3-4 hours I was listening to these conspiracy theories when I was working. Now suddenly I'm questioning, is the world round or is it flat? And I mean, how did I get here? I believe that the world is round. However, That's what we were taught. That's where the conspiracy comes in. I don't know how much I'm going to be reading tonight. I'm really feeling reading my own work. I haven't really been doing any writing updates because I feel like this is just a reading vlog, so I don't want to crosshairs those two. And my book is definitely not smut. I mean, there's definitely tension. I feel like all my books just have too much tension and not a lot of payoff. So sorry, future readers. So today is the last update for Smutathon, and surprisingly, I only read another book. I finished my 5th book that I was reading, Grave Witch by Kalina Price. This weekend I didn't do a lot of reading, to be honest. I spent a lot of time reading through the first draft. It's surprising to me that I got more reading done in the middle of the week when I actually have my real full-time job than I did in the weekend when I don't work at all. If you participated in Smutathon, thank you so much. Riley and I were very overwhelmed with how many people wanted to participate, and we're excited for this readathon, and we do plan on having another Smutathon. We're not quite sure when we want to have Smutathon again, but we do plan probably before the end of the year. I love reading romance, so this was really fun to just binge it the entire week. I found so many new books and authors that I want to look into based on everybody using the hashtag and recommending different books to each other, so I'm really happy about that. I read 5 books, but I think I only completed like maybe 4 of the challenges. Friends to Lovers, Fake Dating, Fake Marriage, which is kind of the same thing, and Second Chance, and then Love Triangle for the last book that I read. So it's pretty good, better than I thought I was gonna do, because I usually tend to only read about 4 books when I do readathons, and that was mostly when I was still in schools when I did that. If you guys participated in Smutathon, what were some of the books that you guys read? What was your favorite? My favorite was Roomies by Christina Lauren. Like, that is now one of my favorite books, my favorite romance books of all time, definitely. I loved that book. Give me your thoughts down below. My name is Lainey. I make videos every week on books and writing, and I hope you guys have a really great day. Bye.